I'm going to start out here by creating the part T on this Revit file. So what I will do is go under Architecture and then Model Line. And I already have the dimensions to my part T because I got them from the SketchUp file that Professor Aleva provided. And so I already know exactly how big my rooms will be. I'm going to go and select Line and start sketching. So you click, and as you move your cursor, the dimensions will show. So I'm going to go and click here. And create a square. And as you can see here, the lines snap, which make it very easy. And that is my first room. What I'm going to do for the next room is I'm going to make sure there's 6 inches of space right there. And then I will continue sketching. And just like that, we have 2 rooms. And at any time, if you have this line that is chaining, but you want to start a line somewhere else, just hit Escape once. Make sure you don't hit it twice, just once. And there we go. Now what happens if you make a mistake and you need to move one of these lines? It's quite simple. You can either drag out the line, or what you can do is you can click on one of these dimensions and you can enter your new number and it will move like so. So next we have walls. So for walls, we're going to go under Architecture and select Wall. And I have just a generic 6-inch wall here. And I'm going to make the wall go up to level 2. I'm going to make sure that the finished face is interior, which is very important and something that I didn't do initially. And it makes quite a headache when you try to change the wall type, but the finished face is inconsistent throughout. So make sure that the cursor is on the line, and you can just click and draw out your wall. And just make sure that the finished face, or where your cursor is, it's on the interior of the house. And just like so, because we have chain enabled, all of these walls will connect automatically. And because we have 6 inches of space between our parties, all we need to do is draw our lines. And we don't need to do any adjusting on the dimensions. And just like that, we have walls on our partie. So now it is looking more like a house. If you wanted to divide any of these walls, you can select one of them and move one of these dots. And now you can add another wall over here. And you can have 2 separate walls like that. Let's go to 3D view. And we can really see all the walls like that. Next, we can add a roof. Now for the roof, we're going to make sure that we are in level 2. which I am right now. And under architecture, we're going to go into roof. I'm going to create first a flat roof. So I'm going to make sure that define slope is unchecked. I'm going to go into line. And I'm going to put an offset of 2 feet. And change the roof type to a 9-inch roof. So now I can sketch the boundary of the roof. So now I can also just move these lines as I see fit, remove a line, and if I want to change the length, I can just drag the ends. You can click check to finish the roof. If you go to 3D view, we have a flat roof, just like so. Now for this section of the house, I'm going to have a shed roof. So let's go into roof. And we're going to make sure that define slope is checked. Now we can actually go into rectangle because it's just a single square area that we're working with. Let's click and drag out. To about so. To have a shed roof, we only want the slope to be on one side of the wall. So we're going to select all the other 3 sides and uncheck define slope. And for this, we're going to adjust the slope. Let's do 4. And let's see what it looks like when we hit check. Go into 3D view, and it's perfect. However, you notice that it looks like the roof is floating. We need to attach the walls to the roof. So what we can do is we can select all 4 sides. And go up here and select attach top face and select this roof. And just like that, the walls are now attached to this roof. Now what we can do is we can add some doors. So we're going to go under architecture, door. Let's put in the front door. So I'm going to just select the biggest door we have here. And since this is our entrance area, I'm going to put one right over here. And if you ever want to change the direction of the door, you could just hit space and it'll move that around. If you want the door to be on the other side, you can move your cursor and just like so. You'll notice that you'll get the circle with a slash in the middle if you put your cursor anywhere in an empty area because a door needs to be placed along a wall. Let's select a smaller door for the insides. So you'll notice that when the cursor is somewhere in an empty space in the room, the door will not show up, but as long as you put your cursor on a wall, this door will show up. And so you can just use this to add doors wherever you like. Just like so. If at any time you wanted to change the type of the door, you can select it and select a different type of door, and it'll automatically change. Now we have walls, we have a roof, we have doors, but of course we need windows. So for that, select window. And here on the properties tab, you can select many different types of windows. Let's just go with this size right here. And it's very similar to doors. So you can hover on top of any of the walls. And just like that, you can click and place a window. You can really place a window wherever you like. And it's very helpful to have the dimensions as guides. Now, if at any time you wanted to change where the window is placed, you can select it and enter a new number on the dimensions. Now let's take a look at using 3D view. Just like that, you can see that we have a roof, some walls, we have a door, and windows.